read
legit.
it beforehand, like legit.
Such a great
Wow.
book. I
It's
wish I
so
could say I read
good.
it beforehand legit. I mean, I read it before the
Before
movie,
the
but
movie.
it's such a great book.
Yeah, that's actually I discovered the movie is because I heard they were turning the book, which I'd read, into a movie, and then I started just stalking. I was like, who's making it? Well, who's going to direct it? Okay, well, how can I get in for it just somehow? So.
I didn't read it till afterwards, because then once I hadn't read it yet, and we started it, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to read it till afterwards, just in case it'll throw me off. I was like, if Jonathan says I'm doing it all right, it must be all right, I guess. And then afterwards, I read it when it was done. And I was like, oh, I played this totally wrong. No.
Wish I'd read the book.
Yeah, literally, all I had to do was read a book. We had a big old fancy table read, which like all the most amazing actors and actresses in the universe come into a room, and you're just overwhelmed by how much talent there is in a room. We did one of those.
Drowning in nerves.
I feel like that happened every day that we were on set.
That's
actually.
true.
It was just incredible, just showing up to work and being surrounded by all these brilliant people.
Yeah.
It was
our
dreamy.
Our set was it was a practical house, and because our base camp was kind of far away from it, we would kind of be driven to the house and then would just be set up there all day long. And they had like an upstairs bedroom where we kind of all hung out together. So it really like created this. It kind of mirrored the experience of the family having to sit shiva for in one house for that long, because we really it kind of created an awesome bond that couldn't have happened if we had all just gone back to our trailers or what. It was really the great equalizer, and everybody was it was such a great some kind of like summer stock vibe. Like we were all like putting on
hanging out. We were all hanging out in one
best.
bedroom.
Yeah.
And oftentimes in one bed.
In one bed. We would take
all
naps.
lay down in the same bed.
Yeah. Sean was so happy about it. Like he would come upstairs and be like, oh, the actors, like he loved seeing all of us like, just together, and that was fun.
And I was just super jealous because a lot of my stuff is just with Jason. So I would like be on the way out and be like, bye guys, I hope everything's amazing. Or like I'd show up at the house after they had been there all day and be like, oh wow, a lot of fun people were here earlier, huh? Did you
I'm excited to hear the
I walked
story.
in. I walked in, and we did the first take of the scene, and Jane Fonda is sitting there, along with all these other amazing actors who I respect and admire so much. But it's Jane Fonda, and we do the first take. We walk in, we do the first take, and it's also my first scene in the movie. And she looks at me after the first take, and she said, "You look like a showgirl." And I was like, I think that's a compliment coming from Jane Fonda. I am taking that as a compliment. I was so psyched. Showgirl Connie. I was really psyched.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that was my entree into the land
She's
of being
extraordinary.
You
she's just
walk
incredible.
behind her and you're like, who is that 20-year-old wearing those like incredibly tight jeans? And you're like, oh, it's Jane Fonda. she's
so
also like
amazing.
The best.
But she's been doing this for a very, very long time. And when she did my improv show, she said she wanted to do it. She's the one who came to me, and she told me I have to keep doing things that scare me, because if I don't do things that make me nervous or make me feel like I'm being brave, then she goes, there's no reason to keep doing it. You don't want to be comfortable all the time. And I thought that was extraordinary, because she's done everything already. She doesn't have to take risks anymore, and she does, and she succeeds, and she's extraordinary.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely improvised.
I did a little bit,
a
yeah.
bunch. Yeah. There was like, and Sean and Jonathan, to their credit, were like, we're open to it if you needed to like, kind of, just like kind of figure out the edge of the scene, or if you need to just kind of to open it up in a way that they were both really, really open to it. I think you did a little. Everybody did. Yeah.
And they're amazing. They're all extraordinary on it. You can't tell when they're improvising or when it's amazing. Everybody in this cast was so sharp and so funny.
Everyone's characters are super defined. Everyone is in the same movie, even though we didn't all get to shoot together all the time. So it's really keeping that same tone is really a skill, and a credit to Sean and to Jonathan.
Jane Fonda called me a showgirl. That would be it. I'd be so happy.
By the way, yes, you would. Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
Yeah.